afternoon. Welcome to Winona Christian School. We're going to broadcast the Fast Pitch Lady Stars Fast Pitch Softball this year, being brought to you by Fuller Digital Solutions. We're just a few minutes away from getting the game underway as both coaches have met at home plate. So we'll be back in a few minutes with Lady Stars softball action. Welcome back to Lady Stars softball as we get set to get the ball game underway between your Lady Stars and the visitors from Winston Academy, the Lady Patriots. Starting on the mound this afternoon for the Lady Stars will be Sarah Beth Rawls. Behind the plate, catching duties for the Stars this afternoon will be Allie Leach, playing first base. In the looks in, get her signal. 0-2 pitch on the way outside, way outside, but swung on and missed for the second out. That'll bring the right fielder, number 30. What are you looking for? got to do it in settings. Have you hit go live? Huh? I mean, I'm just asking, had you hit it?
You hit confirm, didn't you?
I don't know if it ever selected it or not.
It should never update.
Huh?
Should have never updated.
They told us to. There you go. We on. I think we're back. Once again, leading off the top of the third inning, it'll be number 12, Jordan Miller, for the Lady Patriots. She steps in to face Sarah Beth Rawls here in the top of the third inning. Lady Stars holding on to a 1-0 lead. We apologize for our technical difficulties. Our first game of the season. Hopefully we can get these connection issues worked out. Sarah Beth Rawls' first pitch right down the middle for a call. Strike one to Jordan Miller. Rawls' 0-1 delivery is swung on, fouled off for strike two. Give Allie Leach looks like something got a little dirt in her eye. She gets it cleaned out. The umpire gives her a little time to make sure she's okay. So it's Rawls ahead 0-2 to Miller here in the top half of the third inning. Lady Stars lead the Lady Patriots 1-0. Rawls is 0-2 delivery, hit right back to Rawls. She feels it, throws it over to first for the first out of the top of the third. So Rawls to Rawls for the first out here in the top of the third. Now to bring the catcher, number 8, Sydney Kate Gilmore, to the plate to face Rawls for the first time this afternoon here in the top of the third inning. Rawls' first pitch way upside over the head of Leach for ball one. Once again, thank our pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk Ryan Wood. Our other sponsors, Guy's Fish House, Home Front, Building Supply here in Winona, and the Bank of Kilmichael. Rawls' next pitch is called strike one, even things up with a ball and a strike here in the top of the third inning. Rawls looks in, gets her sign, her 1-1 delivery outside for ball two. So Gilmer's ahead in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rawls' 2-1 delivery is down low for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rawls' 3-1 delivery right down the middle for a call. Strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the third. Gilmore the batter for the Lady Patriots. Rawls is 3-2 delivery. Swung on and miss for strike 3. The second out. That'll bring the left fielder, Harper Jordan, number 10. She digs in to face Sarah Beth Rawls. Rawls' first pitch swung on and miss for strike 1. Rawls is 0-1, swung on and missed for strike 2. Does not have a good service out here at the softball complex. Rawls 0-1. Tuval is on the way. It's a little low for ball 1. So even things up with a ball and a strike. In the top of the 4th inning, Lady Stars lead by a score of 1-0. Bow able to take second. Pitch was in the dirt, even it up with a ball and a strike. Lady Stars lead 1-0 here in the top of the 4th inning with 1 out. Rawls is 1-1 to Miller outside for ball 2. And Miller moves down to second base. So runners at second and third with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Brown grounded out to Allie Rawls down at first base, and her first to first base for the second out. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 27, Miranda McDaniel. McDaniel was a victim of strikeout back in the second. Lady Stars trail 3-1 to the Lady Patriots of Winston Academy. Woods' first pitch to McDaniels upstairs, but swung on and missed for strike 1. Woods' next pitch to McDaniels swung on and missed for strike 2. So McDaniels in the hole, 0-2 to Woods here in the 2 down. Next pitch to McDaniel, swung on and missed for strike 3. So that'll do it for Lady Stars in the bottom of the 4th. We'll take the opportunity once again to thank our sponsors, pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk Ryan Wood. Also like to thank our other sponsors that are allowing us to bring this Lady Stars Fast Pitch Softball to you on the Fuller Digital Solutions Productions. I'd like to thank Guy's Fish House, Homefront, and the Bank of Kilmont the 5th. Welcome back. Get set for the top half of the 5th inning. Leading off for the Lady Patriots will be the catcher, number 8, Sydney Kate Rawls here in the 5th. First pitch swung on, missed, or fouled off for strike 1. I couldn't tell if it was fouled off or it was swung on and come off of the tip of the Leach's glove. Next pitch. Rawls ahead, 0-2. The 0-2 delivery is outside, but swung on and missed for strike 3 for the first out here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring the left fielder, number 10, Harper Jordan. She grounded out to the second baseman, back in the third inning. First pitch is outside off the end of Leach's glove for ball one. Rawls' next pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Even things up at a ball and strike. Rawls' 1-1 delivery is on the way. Swung on and missed for strike two. The ball and two strikes. Rawls ahead of Jordan here in the fifth inning. Next pitch fouled over into the Lady Patriots dugout. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike three. That'll be the second out. That'll get us back to the top of the order. Center fielder number 27, Laura Bowell. Bowell struck out in the first and flew out in the fourth. Her third plate appearance. In the fifth, this time she hits the first pitch to her to third base to Kane, but was able to beat out the throw to first base. Kane didn't field it cleanly, and Bowell was able to reach first base. That'll bring up the pitcher, number 16, Morgan Woods. Woods flew out to the catcher in the first, had a base hit in the fourth. Digs in to face Sarah Beth Rawls here in the top of the fifth. Rawls' first pitch out and catches the outside corner for strike one. Bowell moves down to second. Leach come up to throw, but no one was covering second base. So Bowell down at second with two outs. Rawls' 0-1 delivery outside. Even it up at a ball on a strike to Woods. Rawls is 1-1 to Woods. Swung on, hit to third base. Kane in and out of her glove. She's unable to get a throw off over to first base as Bowell moves over to third. So it'll be runners on the corners for the Lady Patriots, as Coach Ramage wants to go out and grab her infield and calm them down and try to get them gathered back up here in the fifth inning as they trail 3-1 with two outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Your runners on the corners. It'll be Woods at first and Bowell at third. Now to bring up the shortstop, number 44, Haley Miller. Miller flew out to the right fielder in the first and had a base hit in the fourth. It's just up in with runners on first and third here in the fifth. First pitch from Rawls to Miller. Low. Ball one as Woods advances down to second. So now the runners at second and third. Two outs here in the top of the fifth. Welcome back to Lady Star softball. Coming out of another technical error as Kane hits one pass and shortstop in the spin, put on it, got away from the shortstop. She's able to get down to first base. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Allie Leach led off with a single. She moved down to second base, and then Taylor was the victim of a strikeout. Looking, and now Kane hit one in front of the shortstop and the spin on it. Got it away from her. So runners on the corners for the Lady Stars. That'll bring the third baseman, Sarah Beth Rawls, to the plate. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch is a strike. Kane moves down to second base. So runners at second and third with one out. Lady Stars trail 6-1 here late in the ball game as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Woods' next pitch low, even it up at a ball and a strike on Sarah Beth Rawls. Next pitch from Woods, swung on. Exit. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sarah Beth Rawls, Lady Stars third baseman, here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Next pitch to Rawls. She hits it up over back behind second base. It'll fall in front of Scribner in right field. Rawls goes into second. That brings 2 runs around to score. Leach and Kane come around to score to make it a 6-3 Lady Patriots lead. As Rawls hit that one out in front of the right fielder. And that'll bring the shortstop, Hillary Beckwith, to the plate with 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch to Beckwith upstairs, gets off the end of the glove of Gilmer. Sarah Beth Rawls moves down to third base with 1 out. Woods looks in, gets a sign. It's it. Next pitch was outside for ball 2 on Beckwith. Two balls, no strikes on Hillary Beckwith. Woods' next pitch upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Lady Stars trail 6-3. .30 from Woods is upstairs, ball 4. They'll put runners at the corners, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Miranda McDaniel. McDaniel will dig in with 1 out. Runners at the corners for the Lady Stars. First pitch from Woods. Downstairs for ball 1. .63 Lady Patriots. Lady Stars have 2 runners on base. Next pitch is right there for call, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Beckwith moves down to second base. So runners at second and third with 1 out. McDaniel at the plate. And the Lady Patriots coach calls timeout. Go out and have a word with his players. While he's out talking to the players, we'd like once again thank our sponsors. Thank our pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk. Ryan Wood. Our other sponsors, Homefront Building Supply, Bank of Kilmichael, and Guy's Fish House. Thank y'all for supporting Winona Christian School's athletics, especially the Lady Star softball, as we're able to bring you these fast pitch softball games on a Fuller Digital Solutions production. Umpire goes out and breaks things up, so it comes back with the ball and a strike to McDaniel with runners at second and third with 2 outs. Woods' 1-1 delivery to McDaniel. She lays down a bunt out in front of the plate, and she throws it over the head of the first baseman. That'll bring 2 runs around to score. McDaniel will go all the way around to third, but they wave her on home, and she comes all the way around to score. So McDaniel lays a bunt down in front of the plate, and Woods fielded it, throwed it over the head of the first baseman all the way down on the right field line, and that allows McDaniel to come all the way around to score and ties it up at 6-all. And that'll bring to the plate the pitcher, number 7, Allie Rawls, as McDaniel laid that one right out in front of the plate. Woods fielded it, throwed it over the head of the first baseman, allowed 2 runners on to score, and also allowed McDaniel to go all the way around the base path and come on around to score to tie it up at 6-all. Second pitch to Rawls is a strike, even it up at a ball and a strike. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Lady Stars were down 6-1. They've scored 5 here in the 6th to tie it up at 6-all. Next pitch to Rawls. She lifts it down the left field line. That'll be a fair ball, and she'll take second base. Allie Rawls puts it down the left field line. Goes the other way, puts it right on the line, and standing up at second base, and that'll bring the right fielder, number 1, Brantley Stanford, to the plate with 1 out. Woods' first pitch to Stanford gets by, and that'll allow Rawls to move over to third base. Woods looks a little frustrated on the mound as they come in the bottom of the 6th, leading the Lady Stars 6-1. Lady Stars have scored 5 here in the bottom of the 6th to tie it up 6-all with a runner on third with 1 out. Next pitch to Stanford, swung on and fouled. Even it up at a ball and a strike to the right fielder, Brantley Stanford. Woods' next pitch to Stanford. Swung on the miss for strike 2. The ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner down at third in the form of Allie Rawls. Woods' next pitch swung on, foul back and out of play. Ball and 2 strikes on Stanford. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Next pitch from Woods, swung on. Stanford pops it up. Woods calls for it and makes the catch on the infield for the 2nd out. Now to bring the second baseman, number 22, Hannah Grace Robertson, to the plate. Robertson had a base hit in the 3rd and struck out in the 5th. First pitch, a swing and strike here in the bottom of the 6th. Lady Stars have scored 5 here in the bottom of the 6th to tie it up 6-all. Next pitch from Woods, swung on, miss for strike 2. Allie Leach on deck. She started it off with a base hit in the bottom of the 6th. Next pitch to Robertson. Swung on and missed for strike 3 for the third out. Here in the bottom of the 6th, but the Lady Stars score 5 to tie it up at 6-all. We're tied at 6 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Once again, we'll thank our pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk Ron Wood, are the sponsors for the broadcast. Guys, Fish House, Home Front Building Supply, and Bank of Kilmichael. Also, we'd like to apologize for our technical difficulties we've had today. We're kind of a lack of service out at the softball field. We'll try to get those worked out before our next broadcast, so we'll try to bring you an uninterrupted broadcast. You're listening to Lady Stars Softball being brought to you on a Fuller Digital Solutions production. We'll be back with the top of the 7th. The top of the 7th for the Lady Patriots. It will be the top of the order. Center fielder Laura Bow. First pitch from Rawls. Strike. Lady Stars trailed 6-1 going into the bottom of the 6th inning, but able to put together 5 runs in the 6th to tie it up at 6-all. Next pitch just a little inside, evening it up at a ball and a strike. Center fielder Laura Val facing Allie Rawls here in the top of the 7th inning. Next pitch from Rawls. Misses a little downstairs for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch from Rawls. Catches the outside corner for call. Strike 2. Even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bow, the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 7th inning. Next pitch swung on, popped up. Kane drifts back, up and catches it for the first out here in the 7th inning. That'll bring the pitcher, number 16, Morgan Woods. Woods digs in to face Allie Rawls. First pitch swung on, foul down the left field line. Rawls is 0-1. Woods is hit deep into left field. It'll be cut off. Gotten back in, but Woods will be standing up at second base. As Amelia Taylor cut it off, got it back in. That'll bring the shortstop, number 44, Haley Miller, to the plate with 1 out. One out, 1 on here in the top of the 7th inning. Rawls' first pitch to Miller swung on, foul down the first base line. No balls and 1 strike on Miller here in the top of the 7th. All tied at 6 apiece. Next pitch swung on, foul down the third base line for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to the shortstop, Haley Miller. Allie Rawls' wind up. Next pitch swung on. Hit down the right field line. It'll be a fair ball as Stanford come off of her glove, but she was unable to make the catch. So Miller ends up at second base. Woods comes in to score. Now to bring up the third baseman, Ella Brown. Stanford had a long way to run as that one was right at the line. She reached out and it come off the end of her glove. So she was in fair territory. When she touched it, the ball actually fell foul. Brown grounds it to the shortstop. She makes the long throw over to first, not in time. But Miller is unable to advance over to third. So it'll be runners at first and third with 1 out. Now to bring the first baseman, Maddie Lee, to the plate for the Lady Patriots. Lady Patriots take a 7-6 lead here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. Maddie Lee steps in to face Allie Rawls. She bunts, pops it up to Leach. Leach hauls it in for the 2nd out. That'll bring the right fielder, number 32, Liz Scribner, to the plate. 2 outs and 2 on here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch from Rawls is swung on and fouled down the first base line for strike 1. Next pitch from Rawls, swung on. Let's get out of play down the first base line for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the top of the 7th, the Lady Patriots have scored 1 to make it a 7-6 Lady Patriots lead. Rawls is 0-2 delivery to Scribner. Swung on, a little blooper, hits behind the pitcher's mound. Robertson picks it up and gets it over to first in time for the 3rd out. So that'll do it for the top half of the 7th. Lady Patriots score 1, make it a 7-6 ball game. Lady Stars coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Welcome back as we get set for the bottom of the 7th inning. Lady Stars trail 7-6, and they'll lead it off with their leadoff hitter, number 19, the catcher, Allie Leach. Leach got the rally started in the top of the 6th, the bottom of the 6th. Lady Stars put together 5. First pitch to Leach, she pops it up. First baseman over in foul territory is able to haul it in for the 1st out. That'll bring the left fielder, Amelia Taylor, number 10, to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Lady Stars need 1 to tie, and 2 to win. Woods' first pitch to Taylor swung on, hit to the first baseman. It comes off of a glove, and Taylor will be on down at first base. As that one come off of the end of the glove of Maddie Lee. And now to get the third baseman, number 5, Tara Kane, to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Kane steps in, awaiting her pitch from Woods. Kane squares to bunt. She pulls back. The ball high as Taylor moves on down to second base. The ball gets away, and Taylor takes third. So Amelia Taylor over at third base on the high throw from the catcher. Gets into center field. Center fielder was playing kind of shallow, was able to come up and made a high throw to third. Taylor slid in before the third baseman, Brown, was able to haul it in and get the tag applied. So Kane at the plate with a ball and no strikes. Taylor down at third base. Next pitch to Kane, swung on, foul down the right side and out of play. Even it up at a ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Next pitch, hit to the shortstop. She feels it. Taylor comes in to score to tie the ball game up. Kane is thrown out at first base for the second out. So we're tied at 7 with Sarah Beth Rawls coming to the plate. Tied at 7 apiece. Rawls, first pitch from Woods, swung on, foul back, first strike 1. Woods toes the rubber. Next pitch to Rawls, swung on. This time she fouls it down the third base side for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Rawls digs back in, waiting her 0-2 delivery from Woods. Pitch is on the way. Swung on, lifted into center fielder. Center fielder drifts back, counts under it, hauls it in for the third out. So we're headed to extra innings. Free softball here at Winona Christian School as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Lady Stars and the Lady Patriots tied up at 7 apiece. Once again, we'd like to thank our pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk Ryan Wood. Also, our other sponsors that allow us to bring you these Lady Stars fast pitch softball games. We bring them to you on a Fuller Digital Solutions production. Other sponsors are Homefront Building Supply, Guy's Fish House, and the Bank of Kilmichael. If you would like to be a sponsor in this on these broadcasts, you can email someone at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com, and someone will get back with you about becoming a sponsor to fund these broadcasts and allow us to bring you Winona Christian School athletics, as we will be live streaming the upcoming football season. So we'll be doing some fast pitch softball and some football all together. We'll be back with the top of the 8th inning here in a few minutes. Welcome back to Lady Stars Fast Pitch Softball as we get set for the top of the 8th inning. Number 12, Jordan Miller steps in for the Lady Patriots to face Allie Rawls here in the top of the 8th. She squares to bunt, lunges for it, and fouls it off for strike 1. Allie Rawls come in to pitch in the 6th inning. Next pitch from Rawls. Popped up. Sarah Beth Rawls and Allie Rawls run into each other, but Sarah Beth is able to catch the fly ball for an out. First out of the inning. So then we got the catcher, Syndicate Gilmer. I assume here in fast pitch softball that you get a runner on base in the extra innings. I think that it would be the last out of the inning before, which would be Leah Scribner. So the first pitch is called strike 1 to Gilmer. Rawls' next 0-1 pitch to Gilmer. It's on the way, swung on and missed for strike 2. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. That runner down at second base is Scribner. Next pitch is outside. It's 1 out. And a runner down at second base. Rawls' next pitch to Gilmer is on the way. It's a little low. Two balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Rawls' next pitch. This is called the ball 4. It looked good from this vantage point. So that puts runners on first and second. Brings up the left fielder, Harper Jordan. Rawls' pitch swung on, hit just over the head of the second baseman into right field. Stafford comes up with it, gets it in to Kane. But Scribner comes around to score, and Gilmore goes him around to third and leaves Jordan over at first base. As Stafford got it in to Kane, Kane throwed it across the diamond to Sarah Beth Rawls. Went in and out of her glove. If she was been able to hang on to it, she could have tagged Gilmer out at third base. She was unable to hang on to it. So Gilmer over at third base, the run come in to score, and Harper Jordan is down at first base. The leadoff batter, number 27, Laura Vowell, is at the plate. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch swung on, hit to the shortstop. She comes up, throws it across the diamond. Not in time as the run come in to score. Jordan moved down to second, and Vowell is on at first. So the Lady Patriots have scored 2 here in the 8th inning to make it a 9-7 lead. Next pitch from Rawls to Woods is a ball. Woods steps back in, waits the pitch from Rawls. This time it's swung on. She hits it into left field. Taylor comes up, cuts it off, to hold the runners at second and third. So the bases are full of Lady Patriots with 1 out. That'll bring the shortstop, number 44, Haley Miller, to the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out. Lady Patriots lead it 9-7. First pitch hit back to middle. They cut off by the shortstop. She's able to throw it to the plate to get Jordan for the second out of the inning. So when Rawls delivered the pitch, she fell off to her left side, our right side. She's unable to get the ball as Miller hit it back to her left. Beckwith come across from her shortstop position, picked it up, throwed it to Leach at home plate to get the lead runner at home for the second out. Bases are still loaded for the Lady Patriots. Now to bring the third baseman, Ella Brown, to the plate. 2 outs. Next first pitch to her. Evidently it hit Ella Brown. The Stars have made a defensive change and put Hannah Grace Robertson at shortstop, so that was Robertson that come across and got the ball and throwed it home plate. So that brings Maddie Lee to the plate. First pitch to her is a ball. So it's a 10-7 Lady Patriots lead after the hit. Next pitch gets away from Leach, and that'll bring Woods in to score. And moves Miller down to third and Brown down to second. Make it 11-7. Lady Patriots lead. Maddie Lee digs back in. Next pitch swung on. Fouled. Makes it 2 balls and a strike to Maddie Lee. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Next pitch from Rawls, swung on, lifted into center field. McDaniel has it and catches it for the 3rd out. Lee gave it a ride into center field. McDaniel was able to haul it in. So we'll have the bottom of the 8th. Lady Stars trail 11-7. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th in a few seconds. Welcome back to Lady Stars Softball, being brought to you by Emily Fuller Digital Solutions Productions. As we get set for the bottom of the 8th inning, as the Lady Stars will start out with the runner, the last out from the 7th inning on base at second in the form of Sarah Beth Rawls. Bring Hillary Beckwith to the plate. First pitch, popped it up, and it's hauled in by the catcher for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. Lady Stars trail 11-7. Next to the plate is the center fielder, McDaniel. She steps in to face Woods here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch to McDaniel, swung on and missed. For strike one. Woods is pitched to McDaniel outside. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. Next pitch from Woods, swung on and missed. Strike two. The ball and two strikes, one out and one on here in the bottom of the eighth. Next pitch, swung on and missed. McDaniel makes it two down here in the bottom of the eighth. That'll bring up the pitcher, number 7, Allie Rawls. With two outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Lady Stars trail 11-7. First pitch downstairs for ball one. Next pitch to Rawls. Outside, ball two. Next pitch to Rawls. Swung on, popped up, hit into shallow center field. Center fielder come in, unable to make the play. Allie Rawls moves down to second base. Sarah Beth Rawls comes around to score. So Allie Rawls will be on down at second base. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 1, Brantley Stanford. Makes it 11-8, Lady Patriots. Stanford steps in to face Woods here in the bottom of the 8th with two down, one on. First pitch to Stanford, hit into right field, falls in front of the right fielder. Allie Rawls will come around to score. Stanford will be on down at first base as she hit the first pitch she saw, hit it into right field. And that'll bring up Hannah Grace Robertson. First pitch from Woods is swung on and missed for strike one. Brantley Stanford on down at first base for the Lady Stars. Next pitch from Woods, swung on, fouled back and out of plays. No balls and two strikes, one on and two outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Next pitch to Robertson, swung on, missed. Catcher picks it up, throws it into center field, allows Robertson to get on, and Stanford moves over to third base as the catcher Gilmer just picked it up, trying to get Stanford out at second base, and no one was there. She threw it into center field, and that gets back to the top of the order, top of the lineup, and Allie Leach. So 2 on, 2 outs. Runners on the corner for the Lady Stars. Leach digs in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Winston, the coach, to call timeout. So with timeout on the field, Lady Patriots are up 11-9. The Lady Stars have 2 on while we have a timeout on the field. Once again, we take this opportunity to apologize for our technical network connectivity difficulties we're having. Also like to thank our sponsors once again, Montgomery County Century Clerk Ryan Wood, our pregame sponsor. Also our sponsors, Guy's Fish House, Homefront Building Supply, and the Bank of Kilmichael. Also, these are softball games are being brought to you on a Fuller Digital Solutions production. So umpire breaks things up. 11-9 is our score. With Allie Leach at the plate. 2 on, 2 outs. First pitch to Leach is lifted into left field. And this will be over the head of the left fielder. And Leach will be in down at second base with 2 outs. As Leach got that one and gave it a ride over the head of the left fielder to plate a pair. And Brantley Stafford and Hannah Grace Robertson. Robertson scored from first, so that'll bring the left fielder, Amelia Taylor, to the plate. We're all tied at 11 apiece. We're going to have to do something because my scorebook only has 9 innings in it. First pitch to Taylor is outside for ball 1. Next pitch catches the inside corner for a call, strike. Leach moves down to third base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Taylor with Leach down at third. Next pitch in the dirt for ball 2. Lady Stars winning run down at third base in the form of Allie Leach. We're tied at 11 all. Next pitch upstairs. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Terry Kane waits on deck. 3 balls, 1 strike to Taylor. 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, a runner at third base. This Lady Stars left fielder, Amelia Taylor. Next pitch swung on. She gets a piece of it to stay alive. It's a foul ball as Leach was off and running, so she'll have to go back to third as Taylor is able to get a piece of that one to stay alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Next pitch to Taylor. Swung on, miss for strike 3. So we're going to the 9th. So we'll be going to the top of the 9th inning. Coming to plate for the Lady Patriots will be the right fielder, Liz Scrivener. In between innings, we also give our sponsors some credit. Thank you for all that you do in sponsoring Winona Christian School athletics and being able to allow us to bring you these softball games and these athletic events on these Fuller Digital Solutions productions. Once again, we'd like to thank our pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk Ryan Wood. Our other sponsors that help promote this broadcast is Homefront Building Supply, Guy's Fish House, and the Bank of Kilmichael. We'll be back with the top of the 9th inning in just a few seconds. Welcome back to Lady Star Softball as we get set for the top of the 9th inning. Here in extra innings, the Lady Patriots put the last out of the last inning on base down at second in the form of Maddie Lee. And that brings the right fielder, Liz Scrivener, to the plate. She squares around the bunt and bunts it foul. So Maddie Lee down at second base, and Liz Scrivener, the batter for the Lady Patriots. Defensive changes for the Lady Stars. Sarah Beth Rawls back to the mound. Kane back over to third, and Allie Rawls back to first. Next pitch bunted. Leach picks it up, fires it down to first in time. But the bunt advanced Wood, Maddie Lee over to third base. So 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring number 12, Jordan Miller, to the plate. Miller is waiting a pitch from Rawls. Swung on and missed for strike 1. So Maddie Lee, is down at third base. No balls and 1 strike to Jordan Miller. Next pitch from Rawls is high, but Miller couldn't lay off of it and fouled it off for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Sarah Beth Rawls gets the signal. Toes the rubber. Goes through her windup. Her delivery fouled down the right field line. No balls, 2 strikes to Miller. Next pitch from Rawls is on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So that's 2 outs. That'll bring the catcher, Sydney Kate Gilmer, to the plate. 2 outs, 1 on. Here in the top of the 9th inning. All tied at 11. First pitch from Rawls. Right there for calls. Strike 1. Stars jumped out to a 1-0 lead, then fell behind 6-1. Scored 5 in the 6th to tie it up at 6-all. And then it's been back and forth. We're in the 9th. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. We're in the 9th, tied up 11-all. No balls, 2 strikes, so 2 outs with 1 on. Running down at third base for the Lady Patriots. Rawls' 0-2 delivery to Gilmer is on the way. Outside for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Rawls' next pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. That'll do it for the top of the 9th. As the Lady Patriots are unable to score. We're tied at 11-all, headed to the bottom of the 9th. Once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors and also apologize for the network difficulties we had with our Wi-Fi services here at the softball field. We'll try to get those worked out, hopefully, and have uninterrupted broadcast from here on out, as we'll be bringing you the Lady Stars home softball games. I think on the 10th will be our next broadcast, and we'll travel to Pilla to bring you that ball game between the Lady Stars and the Lady Mustangs. It'll be next Tuesday. But once again, we thank our pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk Ryan Wood, our other sponsors, Homefront Building Supply, Bank of Kilmichael, and Guy's Fish House. If you visit these local businesses, give them a big thank you for allowing us to be able to bring you these softball games and any sporting activities at Winona Christian. We're bringing them to you on a Fuller Digital Solutions production. So we get set for the bottom of the 9th inning. Amelia Taylor on down at second base, and that has Tara Kane at the plate for the Lady Stars. Woods still on pitching for the Lady Patriots. Terry Kane steps in. She lays down a bunt, lays it right down the third base line. She hustles down the line. and she gets out, but she did what she was put there to do, is get that runner over to third base. Amelia Taylor moved over to third, and that brings Sarah Beth Rawls to the plate with one out, and the Lady Stars winning a run down at third base, and they're going to intentionally walk Sarah Beth Rawls to get to number 6, Hillary Beckwith. So Hillary Beckwith steps in with one out and 2 on for the Lady Stars. The only run that matters is the one down at third base. First pitch to Beckwith, swung on. She fouls this one back to the screen for strike 1. So Beckwith digs back in. No balls and 1 strike. Waits her next pitch from Morgan Woods. It's on the way. Swung on and missed. Sarah Beth Rawls moves down to second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch, swung on. She fouled it off, but the Gilmer was able to hold on to it. So that'll be the second out. Brings up the center fielder, Miranda McDaniel, with 2 outs and 2 on. McDaniel digs in. First pitch from Woods to McDaniel, swung on and missed. Strike 1. McDaniel behind 0-1 to Woods. Next pitch, swung on, gets as high, gets away from the catcher. Amelia Taylor comes in to score the winning run for the Lady Stars as Miranda McDaniel squared the bunt. The ball sailed high over the head of Gilmer. Come to the screen. Taylor was able to come in from third to score the winning run. So if I'm not wrong, the Lady Stars come from behind a couple times to win 12-11 over the Lady Patriots from Winston Academy. So it's nothing like a good old 2 extra inning ball game on your first softball broadcast of the year. We'll be back with you on the 10th from Pillar Academy, but we'll be
Great.
Once again, we'd like to thank our pregame sponsor, Montgomery County Chancery Clerk Ryan Wood, our sponsor, Homefront Building Supply, Guy's Fish House, and the Bank of Kilmichael. Once again, the Lady Stars win a 12-11 decision over the Lady Patriots from Winston Academy. So I'd like to once again thank you. I'm Lynn Chambly along with my videographer, Wyatt Chambly, wishing you a good night from Winona Christian.